That legacy had its birth, though, with Dwight Eisenhower. And both Eisenhower and Bush, to me, stand tall. They stand tall for character and vision. Both folks who I admire most and I study a lot. But they created a great legacy with this platform and this mission. When I was thinking about what comments to make today, and I was told to keep my comments brief, but when I was just thinking, what do I think of when I see the Open Skies mission? So I want to just give you just a couple of thoughts. I believe in the world we're in today, we see a lot of brokenness. We see some dysfunction, obviously. If not, just start reading the newspaper and look at your internet a little bit more. We see too much vitriol. We see a lot of partisanship. But when you look at Open Skies and the mission that we've been doing for over 2 decades, it was something that was working. And it was working well. It forced the United States and the Russians to work together. And there were periods of times in this relationship, while this mission was being flown, where we didn't have that great of a relationship with the Russians. We've been through cycles. But this continued to work. It forced our 2 countries to work together, to coordinate, and it gave us a starting point to perhaps look at other problems that we were facing as well. It also worked because our allies got to work with us. And this is the words I hear from them. I'm on the Baltic Security Caucus. I'm the chairman of that caucus in Congress. I work a lot with Poland. I work a lot with the British. Now, some of these countries, such as the Baltics, they don't have a big military. They craved opportunities to work with our country and our Air Force. They loved this Open Skies mission. Many of the East European countries said this was the only way they were able to get imagery about Russia of areas near their country. This was their best access to this imagery. I know that they wanted this mission to continue. So in this world, I saw a mission that was working. And I think it helped us have opportunities to build and strengthen confidence measures with countries that we were struggling with. Now I have a history here with the OC-135. I remember as a wing commander, and I don't know if Colonel Marks has had the same experience, but I had, of course we were flying missions every single day for decades, right? There wasn't a day that this wing was not flying. But there were 2 missions that I had to have my ear to the ground on. One of them was the E-4 when the Secretary of Defense was flying on it, because somehow or another that plane would break down in some pretty hard places, and you have the Secretary of Defense on the airplane, and he expected when he got back on the airplane that was working. So I had to have like a red phone. I'm exaggerating, but you had to be tracking that plane with the Secretary of Defense at all times. And then you had the OC-135s while they're flying in Russia. You were hoping they could get out of Russia on time. And so those missions were high visibility, and you had to know what was going on. So I take this experience into Congress, and our office, but also working with Jeff Fortenberry and Deb Fisher, we gave 100% maximum effort to replace these aircraft with new jets. And in fact, for 1 year, we had them funded. But lo and behold, and when it's all said and done, we couldn't overcome a decision by the previous administration to rescind the treaty, and we couldn't overcome the decision of this administration to not countermand that decision. But I know this, we gave our 100%, we gave it our all, and I know that this team gave its 100%, gave it its all every single day flying this OC-135s. So I want to say, when it comes to the OC mission and safety, I know we fought the good fight, whether it's in Congress here or each of you, we can hold our heads high. Now I just want to close with this. I'm a very grateful person. First of all, I always thank the Lord for this great country we live in. We're blessed. But today I thank also the air crews that flew the OC-135 mission for 2 decades, for your professionalism, your safety record, for being representatives of our country when you were in Russia. I happen to know firsthand that you've done that job extraordinarily well. I thank our maintainers for working on some of the oldest, most rickety aircraft we have in the entire inventory. You kept us safe. You gave the air crew safe airframes. You did it in 0-degree weather, you did it in 100-degree weather, it just didn't matter, you got it done. And I also thank our DTRA teammates who operated the sensor equipment, who provided those imagery to 34 countries. Many of those countries depended on it greatly. And I'll close where I started. I thank the 55th Wing for being the world's best. Those who serve here now and those who have served in the 55th Wing in the past will always have the pride knowing that we served in the greatest wing in the United States Air Force. Thank you.